Hey YouTube, it's Leah. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, this is my weight loss series video. This is my checkup for week 4. And yeah, so I'll get into it a little bit later, but before we get into, how my week went and all that other stuff, if you want to follow my journey, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to continue to get notifications from me and know when my next video is uploaded. Also, feel free to leave a comment below. If you're following along with me, if you're on a weight loss journey yourself, maybe check in with me down below. Let me know how your week has gone or how your journey has been going so far. So I would love to interact with you. Also check out the comments for any information that I have in this video. I will share it in the comments, in the description. So yeah, so that's got all the preliminary stuff out of the way. I'm still kind of finding my rhythm here on YouTube. But yeah, by the way, I might come on camera cute one of these days. Girl, I roll out of bed into this camera. Okay, that's what's happening here. So this is actually my night shirt that I wear. Cheers, Boston. Shout out to Boston. That's where I'm originally from, but I grew up in North Carolina. Anywho, so let me get into my checkup. So the way that these check-ins go is I will tell you what went well during the week and what didn't go so well and what I'd like to improve on, and then just my goals for the upcoming week. So what went well? God, last week was so much. Like it was a lot of stress at work. It was a lot of, I had the MLK holiday, so 9 Round was closed. I didn't have classes to teach. However, I did have, I had to work. So it was just a crazy week. So what went well is I managed to get in 3 activities. My goal was 4. I got in 3. So I went to 9 Round 3 times this week, and I was pretty happy about that. I also, I had a cold. I caught a cold this week, so that was shitty. So despite, having a cold, I try to get a little bit more rest this week because I had a cold. But yeah, I just tried not to push myself too hard. So I'm glad that I didn't, kind of make things worse with the cold and, doing all that other stuff. So, so I think that's what went really well this week. Yeah, even though I had a cold, like, I don't know, like my outlook on life just felt a little bit more positive. And this week I hit 21 days, and they say that 21 days you start to form a habit. So I think that, like I'm starting to get into the habit again. It's a habit now. And with the food prepping, with working out, with, just having a schedule, having a routine, really starting to feel a little bit more positive and a lot less lethargic and a lot less just, stressed out. So I'm super happy about how this week went, despite, I didn't hit my goal, but it is what it is. I had a cold. Fuck it. It is what it is. So there's that. And then for the things that I would like to improve on, I I have not been consistent with getting in water. And I think what it is that I've been trying to do too much. That big ass jug that I had, okay, we not gonna do that. we not gonna do that. Like, I mean, well, the goal is not to gulp that down. I think you need to get like 64 ounces of water a day, and you know that should be enough. So what I'm gonna do is try to just get my 8 glasses of water a day, 8 ounce glasses of water a day, 64 ounces. I think that's a good start. You know, the more that I can concentrate more on getting water in, I will. But for the most part, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to concentrate on getting 64 ounces. You know, I try to do too much. I do too much. Why go far when you can go too far? And so there it is. That's what happened. So there we are. So yeah, so I am going to go ahead and get in 64 ounces of water. Sleep has been a little bit better. I'm just kind of adjusting myself here. Sleep has been a lot better. Probably because I got sick, so that probably helped me with, you know, getting better sleep. So I got better sleep, and you know, I'm going to bed on time. I'm still going to bed on time, just getting in better sleep. So I want to continue with that. Getting in. Oh, I'm supposed to be talking about what went well, but what I need to improve on. So anyway, another thing that went well was my sleep. My sleep got a lot better. Yeah, and try to get in at least 4 activities a day. My schedule has switched up just a bit, and I'll talk about that in a later video. But my schedule has changed up a little bit. But for the most part, I would say that I'm going to stick to doing 9-round 3 days a week. And then I'm going to do hot yoga once a week. And that's pretty much going to be my workout schedule for, I would say, most of February. And then, you know, we'll see where it goes from there. But yeah, goals for next week. So next week is the last week of January. Like, January, sis, why are you still here? Like, January is so long. I feel like, because I've been at this for 4 weeks, but it feels like longer. It's like, dude. But I've started the end of December, first few days of January. So technically, you know, next week will be my 5th week, but really it feels like 4. Anyway, so yeah, so I will be, my goals for next week, continue to do what I'm doing. Getting good rest, 64 ounces of water, my vitamins. I need to really get all my vitamins. I was not consistent with vitamins this week, so I want to get back on my vitamins. I will say, yeah, so I want to get back on my vitamins. What else? What is? Yeah, so stick with the activities, the vitamins, you know, I food prep. Also, my period was on this past week. So I had, you know, a little bit of cravings here and there. Like Friday for dinner, I had the rest of those waffles with a little bit of butter and syrup, and that was my dinner. So yeah, that's another thing. Like, if I want to, you know, kind of be more intuitive and listen to my body, I'm not saying that I intuitively eat, but because I meal prep, and just the way that my lifestyle is set up right now, that's the best way that I can ensure that I'm going to get a whole nutritious meal. However, if there are little tweaks here and there within my meal prep, like, I don't have to stay within the meal prep box, you know what I'm saying? If I need to add something or take something away, or, I just don't want what I have planned, and, I want something else, I'm going to eat it. So that is, that's one thing that I have allowed myself to do, and not stress out about it. But, just have that balance and be patient with myself and give myself some grace. So that's the other thing, is just, like, for instance, last week I discovered I need to have something before I work out. Before I was working out, fasted cardio, and then, and then I would have my breakfast after I eat. I realize now I have to have a little something. So, the breakfast options that I usually have so many things that, I have set up for my breakfast. So, I can split that in half and just have a little bit before I work out, and then have the rest after I work out. So that was one tweak that I realized that I needed to do. And it worked out fine, and and I felt a lot better. So listening to my body, even within my meal prep, I make little adjustments, or figure out the timing of things. And then also, like, if I feel like I want a little bit more, I have the room, I give myself the room and the grace to have a little bit more. Like last week, I had the oatmeal. The oatmeal was delicious. But, I needed something that was, satiate me for a little bit longer. So I added a little bit of almond butter on top of my oatmeal, which my oatmeal didn't have any fat in it to begin with. So just adding a little bit of fat, and also, with the almonds also being a little bit of protein, that helped to satisfy me for a little bit longer. And there's that. So yes, I meal prep. Yes, I stick to a meal prep plan, just because my life is so busy that I just cannot take the time to intuitively eat right now. I am working on a way to adjust my life to where I can be more intuitive about my eating. But for right now, I'm intuitive when I make my meals, my meal plans. I don't follow any type of meal plan or anything. I'm intuitive about that. I'm just like, well, what will I be in the mood for about 2 weeks? Or, ooh, that looks delicious. Or I'll be watching YouTube or something like that, watching videos and stuff. That's why a lot of the stuff that, or, cookbooks that I have, and I'm like, ooh, I'm in the mood for blah, blah, blah. Or I'll make little tweaks to recipes that I see. And, if you ever want a food prep video, or, how I plan my menu and things like that, let me know down in the comments. I'll be more than happy to accommodate you for that. So yeah, so let me know if there's anything in these videos, the things that I talk about, that you want me to kind of expand on. Right now, I'm doing a weekly video posting, but if there's more information and content that you would like to see here on this channel, let me know. But yeah, so just to close this little intro out, I am definitely just wanted to stick to those 4 activities next week. 64 ounces of water, continue with the sleep, beef up on my vitamins, and continue to practice gratitude and listening to my body. And so far, so good. So 21 days, I hit my 21 days. It's been 4 weeks. Habit is in full effect. Okay? Yes, I'm so excited. So anyway, that's the video. That's my check-in. The next video you will see will be my food prep video. And then after that, you will see my progress pics. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye. Okay, here is my food prep for the week. And as always, I will start from breakfast and work my way into dinner. And as you know, I cook when I do my food prep, I do it for 2 weeks straight. So basically whatever I have 2 servings of here this week, next week you'll see that I have 3 servings of it. And whatever you see here that I have 3 servings of this week, next week you'll see that I have 2 servings. Okay, so let's get started with my breakfast options. So basically my Monday, Wednesday, and Friday breakfast option is going to be yogurt. This is like a cashew yogurt with some stewed or some, I guess I just kind of like put some frozen strawberries in a pan and heated it up, and I made like a little sweetener with dates and a little bit of water and a little bit of lemon, and I like blended it up and added it to the mixture to kind of like sweeten it a little bit. So I put that on top of my yogurt. Then when I go to eat my yogurt, I'm going to put some homemade granola that I had. This granola is super, super easy. I got it from High Carb Hannah. It's literally just oats, mulberries, or you could use raisins, dates, a little bit of water, and cinnamon. And it tastes really, really good. And you just blend it up in the food processor and spread it out on your baking sheet and bake it. It turns out really good. Also, what I'm gonna start doing is when I work out, because I work out in the morning, so what I'm gonna start doing is having a little something before I work out. Usually I have like my whole breakfast after. So what I'm gonna start doing for this option is I'm gonna take about half of my granola and eat my granola before I work out, and then use the rest on top of my yogurt and fruit. And I will, there's not a certain time I have breakfast. It's just whenever I get hungry. Usually I'll be good and hungry after I work out. So usually that's when I'll have like my full breakfast. Same thing for my other breakfast option. So, so for breakfast, for my other breakfast option, I have burritos. I have a bagel, so it's just wrapped up in this beeswax paper. So I have a bagel, so when I get ready to eat it, I'm just gonna toast it, and I'm probably gonna break it apart and dip it into, this is supposed to be artichoke and spinach dip. It came out to be a lot soupier than I intended it to be, so it still tastes good, but it turned out to be a lot more soupier than I needed to be. So I'm just gonna toast it and kind of break it up and just dip it in there and call it a day. I mean, everything ain't gotta be cute. And then I have 2 servings of fruit. So I have my apple and some grapes in this bag. So same kind of thing. I'm probably just gonna grab an apple for some quick energy before I work out, and then after I work out, I'll have, everything else. So that's probably how things are gonna work out. That's what I kind of started doing last week, and that seemed to help. Excuse me. So my lunch options are super simple. So I made some cowboy caviar, which is basically black beans, corn. I used salsa, a little bit of lemon juice, some red onions, and some cilantro. And I have, some rice. And so I will empty this bag out on top of some romaine lettuce. And so that's my lunch option. And then for dinner, my other lunch option, I have just some chickpeas and then some veggies. So I have tomato, mushroom, carrots, peas, and some quinoa. And so I'm gonna dump that out on top of my greens. And I just made a little raspberry vinaigrette with apple cider vinegar and raspberry preserves. That's pretty much it. So that's going to be my salad dressing. And then I have my greens. I have some spinach in here, some arugula in here. And so that's going to be my greens for my salad. And then for dinner, I'm really excited about my dinner options this week. Tried something new. I will put the link to the video where I made these meatballs, but I will where I got the idea for these meatballs, but I'll talk about those in a second. Also, my dinner options is going to be this mac and cheese. So this mac and cheese has like cashews, potatoes, believe it or not, red pepper. What else is in the cheese sauce? Garlic, lemon juice. I forgot what else. Maybe like a little bit of salt. Oh, nutritional yeast, of course, and a little bit of water. And I just boiled some macaroni and mixed it in there. And yeah, and then in this section is collard greens, and in this section is some jerk lentils. Okay, so I am super excited about that meal. So that's gonna be good. And then yeah, so going back to my meatballs, these are meatballs with like chili sauce. The chili sauce is like a sauce that you use to make chili, like the food chili. So it's chili sauce and Welch's grape jelly. And these meatballs are made out of this ground that I found. It was actually on sale from Sweet Earth, which is a vegan or vegetarian or vegan meat brand. But basically, it's comparable to Beyond Meat. If you've ever had Beyond Meat, it's comparable to that. So basically, I made the sauce with the chili sauce and some grape jelly, and I made the meatballs and popped them into my air fryer and tossed it in the sauce. And so the meatballs are on top of some rice, sprinkled a little bit of sesame seeds on top, and then on the side I'm just gonna have some broccoli. When I get ready, this is just frozen broccoli. I just tossed it in the container. When I get ready to eat it, I'll probably top it with a little bit of lemon pepper seasoning. And then, as always, I have my Laura bars for the week, and that's pretty much going to be my kind of dessert. So sorry for this food prep to be a little bit longer, but I did want to kind of explain to you some changes that I've made, just listening to my body, and you know, making sure that I'm eating stuff that I know that I'm going to enjoy, because, you know, this is food for the whole week, and I always want to make sure I eat something that I'm not going to get tired of, that I know that I'm going to enjoy. So that's what I try to do. Hopefully this makes sense, but if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments below, and I will talk to you later. Bye.